crikey, mate. So what do we have here?
This may be the most unique wild edible plant in all of Texas, maybe even the US. This is Texas wild rice, or Zizania texana. So Texas wild rice and two other species in the same genus, Zizania aquatica, annual wild rice, and Zizania palustris, northern wild rice, are the three wild rice species we have. Now those two other ones, annual and northern wild rice, were historically very important food sources of many people, such as the Assiniboine, Iroquois, Menominee, Ojibwe, Potawatomi, Saulteaux, and Sauk. And to this day, they're very commonly still gathered for food. In fact, northern wild rice has even been industrialized and sold in stores as wild rice. The common commercial wild rice is in a totally different genus, Oryza, and that's from Asia. But this one's really special because it only occurs in the first 2 miles of this river, the San Marcos River. Now the San Marcos River originates in a spring lake, and that emerges from the Edwards Aquifer. So the Edwards Aquifer is the source of drinking water for millions of Texans and is used for agriculture and industry over the thousands of square kilometers the aquifer encompasses. So the population and industrial boom in the area, which includes Austin, plus droughts, has led to drastically lowering the level of the aquifer and increasing the pollution of the waters. So you may have heard of Barton Springs in Austin and its endangered salamander. Well, this area is home to the highest diversity of aquatic cave-dwelling species in the entire world. Half of those only occur here in Hays County. So Texas wild rice is more closely related to northern wild rice, and genotypically it's still very similar. It mainly differs in adaptations such as bent stems, as you can see it's kind of going with the flow of water here, and vegetative reproduction, so parts of it can break off and reestablish a colony elsewhere. And those are adaptations very suited to this fast-flowing water, which is different from the habitat of northern wild rice, which is usually much more still waters. So northern wild rice and annual wild rice diverged as a species about 700,000 years ago. And Texas wild rice diverged from northern wild rice much more recently. So central Texas is home to some of the oldest signs of human habitation in all of the Americas, reaching back almost 20,000 years. And this is probably the longest continuously inhabited area in all of the Americas. So I speculate it's possible that humans moved northern wild rice with them, carrying the grains, and established it here, where it became adapted to these fast-flowing water conditions. And it makes me wonder, and I wonder this in general, to what extent the diversity and distribution of edible plant species, or useful plant species in general, have been influenced by the peoples using them, and what we might be losing due to neglect. So it's usable in all the same ways as you can those other wild rice species. I won't be using these because it is endangered, but it is a very cool species, and this water is very cold, so I'm gonna have to get out.